welcome to Talk of Time with Harrison Young. I cannot believe we're already at January 22nd, only slightly more than a week left in January. And what a great year, 2025. Boy, where's my head at? I was doing the show in 2015, but now we're 10 years later, and the show's going greater than ever. And I have an awesome guest tonight. He does film production with that gentleman, Troy Smith, that I interviewed a few weeks ago from my other location. But before we get to him, got to read these incredible underwriters, and then we will commence per usual. So we have Jeffrey's Horse and Hounds, quality used tax, saddles, equipment, show clothing, essentials, and gifts for the horse, hound, and human, right down the road here in Carver on Route 58. We have New England Floorscapes in Middleborough. We have the Cornerstone Barbershop in Pembroke. We have the Berry Guys Farm Stand, Deli and Bakery right here in Carver, also on Route 58. We have the Wareham House of Pizza in Wareham. We have Carver Jewelers, Ronald Dow and Lyle Delano Goldsmiths right here in the building. We have Sullivan's Liquors in Wareham. They're a new one. We have good old Dave's Automotive in Hanson right up the road on Route 58. We have Hairway to Heaven, Family Hair Salon in Norwell. We have Anthony Cycles in Middleborough. We have Kingston Auto Body in Kingston. We have Countertops Express in North Attleboro, experts in the installation and removal of quartz and granite. We have Salon Giovanni in Marshfield. We have Evan Young Realty. That's my brother, the realtor. We have DNS Auto Works and Clinton Specialists in Abington, also on Route 58 up the road. And I want to thank you guys very much. And now, Andy Cach, is that how you say your name?
Yep, that's right, Andy Cach.
Andy Cach, and it's spelled, sounds like money, but it's spelled C-A-C-H, right? E, is that it?
It's just C-A-C-H.
C-A-C-H, okay.
Yep.
I'm surprised you don't do what Kesha does and throw an S with a dollar sign in there with the C is, the second C.
Yeah, that's how I've been doing my signature. I'll just put Andy and then money sign.
Yeah,
it's just easier.
Perfect. Yeah, I would think that's a good idea. That makes perfect sense. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, now we talked last week about what you do. Now you are a film producer. You produce the films with Troy. Is that it?
Yep. So I started the idea, and I needed a killer hamburger puppet, and that's when I talked to Troy about doing that.
Okay.
And he was like, he wanted to get more into creating puppets. So this was actually his first one doing it, and it came out incredible.
Yeah. Okay. Well, when you say creating the puppet, you created the puppet for him, and he played it in the movie. Is that it?
No. Troy created the puppet.
Oh, Troy did. Okay.
Yeah, Troy made it, and he did the puppeteering for it during shooting. So I just wrote, directed, edited, produced, and kind of got the ball rolling on everything for it. So it's like it's my project, but like there was a lot of people that helped with it to get it done, because there's no way I could have got this done by myself.
Oh, okay. I know, of course, it's a team project. About how many people were involved in this?
I
saw the trailer for the film, by the way, from he said from Troy. But you tell me how many people were involved in your end on this.
I would say altogether, including actors and like crew and all that, I'd say about 20.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe like 21 people altogether, I'd say.
Okay, sweet. All right. Now I want to profile you two specifically, because that's what I pretty much do with every guest. So tell me about yourself. Where did you grow up? How did you get into what you're doing, now? What did you aspire to as a kid? And we'll take it from there. I'll ask questions as we roll along. And you know how it works. So go ahead.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. So I grew up in Dearborn, Michigan.
Okay.
Lived there for my first like 25 years.
Okay.
And then but just before I go on from that, I just really loved kind of like messing with film cameras. Like I remember my brother had like this little handy cam, and when I was like 17, 18, I was making videos on that, just little like silly videos in the backyard, whatever, just for fun.
Okay.
And then when I got my laptop, there was a camera on that. So I kind of started making like silly videos on that. And then when I was so I went to community college out here. I went to Henry Ford Community College, and
what'd you major?
I was going for graphic design.
Okay.
Originally, but then I was kind of hopping around. I wasn't sure what I was trying to do with myself. But I found a film class, and we kind of did like like news. There was like a newsroom and stuff, and then they also had motion capture there,
Okay.
which was really cool. So like I got to do like where they put the dots all over you, which is actually pretty uncomfortable, to be honest. I don't know if you've ever done motion capture before.
Oh, wait a minute, hold up a second. Let's talk about this a little more. Motion capture. Now, it sounds almost like an EKG kind of thing, or an EEG, where they stick you in the hospital and stick nodes all over your head to figure out if you got issues, if you got an aneurysm in your brain or something. Is that what you're talking about? I know.
So it basically they attach these little like dots to you, and those show the movement. So if you have like a dot on each finger, that would like the character that you're trying to move. Like mine was like this like monster from like kind of like the Creature of the Black Lagoon type monster.
Okay.
So you put it on like each joint, and then as you're moving, the creature on the computer will move. If that makes sense.
So you're creating like a special effect with dots on your face. And do you put them on your face or your hands or both?
Yeah, everything. So you can control like the most uncomfortable was the eyelids.
Okay.
So you'd have this giant dot on your eyelid, and you would blink, and it just feel like like something's there. So it was kind of annoying. But
is it possible this is hazardous to the skin? I'm just wondering. I mean, I've never done anything like this.
I mean, some of those big movie effects that they do where they're putting people in full makeup and stuff. I mean, having a couple dots on you, it's not going to be.
Oh, all right.
It was no big deal.
Well, the one thing I was in a couple of major films. I was in Shutter Island, and I remember the big effect that we had was the time elapse thing when we did a scene. Did you see Shutter Island?
It's been a long time, but
it came out in 2010. It took them 2 years to finish it, but that was
okay.
Well, so the scene that we did, and I was in the yard scene at the beginning. I was also I was a mental patient in the film. I was led across the floor of the mental hospital. Although Scorsese kind of cut me from that scene, but the summer scene, which is what we were outside, that was supposed to take like 20 seconds, but it actually took 10 hours. So what they do is and you may know about this, they have a big canvas on a derrick that they lift, and they move it every hour so that it looks like the sun's position hasn't changed at all. So it's scene that takes 8 hours looks like it's 30 seconds.
Oh yeah, because if it was outside, it sounds like they were just using natural light, like they were just using the sunlight. Okay, so yeah, that makes sense. So you're basically directing the sun, is what I believe that they were doing.
Yeah, it's pretty clever how it's done. I'd been in another film before that, but I'd never seen this kind of special effect. It was quite interesting. All right.
Yeah, that's cool. Very cool.
It was. All right. So this was your college, you said. What did you say? It was Henry Ford College?
Yeah, Henry Ford Community College at the time. It's now Henry Ford College. Okay. So you can do like the 4 years there. So yeah, I was doing that. And then I did graduate with a multimedia design. So it's kind of like a little bit of everything, graphic design, video, just anything multimedia. And then kind of took a break and then realized like I had to do something with myself. I went through like a pretty major breakup and was kind of at that point where I was like, all right, I need to do something.
You're talking about with a woman, or are you talking about with something else?
No, with my first love.
Gotcha.
My first love. She left. No, it was mutual, I guess. Whatever.
Yeah, I understand. Okay. That's a shame. I've been through plenty of those, so I know what that's like. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, so I was at the point where I needed to like figure out what I was doing with myself. So I moved. I don't know how familiar you are with Michigan, but
my father was born in Detroit. That's about as far as it goes, but okay.
Okay, so yeah, I'm living in Detroit, and then I moved to it's like 2.5 hours west to Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Okay.
So I moved out there, and I started going to Grand Valley State University. And that's where I finished up my 4-year, where I got a bachelor's of science in film and video there.
Okay. On that note, we're about halfway through the show. We're going to watch a little trailer from Andy, and we're going to come back and talk about it. So stay tuned. We'll be right back to discuss it.
In a time where the innocent fall victim to the evils of other worlds, the true heroes are tested by the forces of unknown power. A Against all odds, they must prevail and destroy this entity at any cost. Will they survive the night? Can they overcome the inevitable slaughter? Orders up, but the kitchen's closed. Night of the Living Bird.
Oh, Andy, that was great. Tell us what we just watched.
So that was it was actually technically the second trailer, but I put it as the official trailer. And so Troy had the idea for like an old kind of like Vincent Price type trailer. So he did the narrating for it, which I thought was incredible. He like sent me one clip and he's like, "What do you think?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, no, this is perfect, dude. Like we're going to use this." So I did some effects on it. I put like kind of that like they call it like dust and scratches. It's kind of like the scratchy film look. And then yeah, it came out really great. And that trailer specifically is a little bit more spooky than what the movie is. But it's also fun to just kind of mess with stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah.
So it's a lot of fun. And Troy did great, man. And also his son did the hamburger noises.
Oh, okay.
So Troy and son collectively make the hamburger what it is.
Oh, I understand. I didn't realize that. I know his puppy was quite active in the interview I did with him. You may have seen that. He had the whole puppy in his lap to keep him.
I did. Yeah.
Puppies need attention. What do you got for family there? Do you got kids or not? Or
so right now, I moved back from Grand Rapids about a year ago now. So I've been back in the Detroit area for a year.
Okay.
And I have my cat. He's on my bed right now. I'm not going to grab him. He's a little orange cat. He makes a little cameo. In the beginning scene, he's on a picture.
Okay.
Yeah, when you watch it, you'll see. And then, yeah, I'm living with my sister right now.
Okay.
She's getting married this September. Congratulations.
Okay.
Yep. So I'm living with her and her fiance right now. Just kind of saving money. And honestly, if it wasn't for her, this film wouldn't have gotten made because it's just so expensive out there.
So I get that she's part of the project somehow, right?
I mean, the fact that she's like letting me live in her house next to nothing. Like, I mean, I still pay her rent, but going from paying, $1,000 to not nearly that, has been great. Just to be able to do like my creative work, and try to get myself out there, because this is always something I've wanted to do. And, either people bailed or schedules don't match up, or, there's like so many factors. And the fact that I was able to get everyone in a room, we had like 4 days of shooting. I was able to do that, pay for everything, do everything myself was perfect for me.
Sweet.
And just the fact that I was able to do it was like an absolute, just absolutely incredible. That I was actually, I'm still kind of it takes me a minute to realize wow, I did this thing. And, I'm still kind of in not denial, but you know what I mean? It just takes a while for me to realize wow, I got this done. And so many people were involved.
It's a pretty good feeling when you've accomplished something and it's hard to believe, because that's the way I feel about my show every week.
Yeah, man. And it's awesome. It's great that you're able to do something every week. You have that consistency.
Oh yeah. All these people who want to do it now too.
Yeah. I mean, me and Troy were just talking about trying to start something like a podcast or something. So we're working on it. Just trying to figure out tech stuff and whatnot. So
but you must have a public access TV station in your town, right?
I think so. That's something I wanted to look into. So when I lived
Very
in
easy.
Grand,
You're 18 plus, just go to a public access station, tell them what you want to do, see if they'll let you do it. If they have any time, you know, you gotta remember that the cable TV boom was in the 80s, and when it started out, all these people wanted to do their own shows, and it was fun, but it turned out to be more of a hobby, and then people sort of got sick of it. So what happened is
Yeah.
a lot of time slots open for people like myself to
Right.
start stuff like my show, and now you
Yeah.
possibly. My hunch is if you really wanted to do it, you probably could find a TV station out there that would let you do it, but and help.
Yeah, I do want to look more into the Detroit area, because in the Grand Rapids area they had WTKV or something like that. It was in Wyoming, Michigan, which is like right outside of Grand Rapids, and then they had the Grand
Sounds like
Rapids
it's
like
more
public
expensive.
access as well.
How
And they
about-
had classes and stuff you could take as well.
I've never been to Michigan, but from what I understand, Detroit is the big
You got to
city.
come visit.
No, I know it's pretty nice. I wouldn't mind. One of those girls, I can't think of her name. Her last name is Roberts or something. I'd like to get her on the show.
Roberts?
Her last name is Roberts. Her name is, I forget her first name. Her middle name is, she wears glasses. She's cute. We talked about getting her on the show. She knows Troy. I figured.
Okay.
I don't know if I can't. I could probably check my phone. Let me just check it. I'll see if. I bet you remember. I bet you recognize the name if I find it. Let me see.
Okay.
Because today she had the show. I'm just figuring why not. I figured might as well do it.
Yeah, might as well. Maybe we get.
no,
Maybe you can get her
I
on.
recognize her. Her name is.
What up? My name is. What up? My name is. Ricka Slim Shady.
Let's see.
Name is Slim
That's
Shady.
not it. I'll find it. Come on. I got this.
You got it, Harrison. You got this, Harrison.
Troy. It's under Troy.
Troy Smith. Shout out to Troy Smith.
Oh, it's Troy Smith. Oh, this is annoying. I can't think of her.
Check out Troy Smith. Check out Night of the Living Berg on YouTube. We're going to be premiering it this Friday on YouTube. Very
Oh,
excited.
here it is. Ashley Roberts Mills.
Ashley Robinson Mills.
Ashley Roberts Mills. Ashley Roberts and then hyphen Mills.
Okay, I'll have to look that name up.
Your way, I guess. I think we talked about getting
Okay.
her on the show.
I'll take a note of it. I have my notebook and a pen. So.
Yeah, she'll probably see the show. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sure, she will. Because she knows Troy. I figured you know her too.
Yeah.
All right. What do you
No,
working
I'm
on currently,
unfamiliar.
Paul?
Say again?
ASHLEIGH Roberts, and then hyphen Mills, MILLS.
Okay. Got it. I'll look her up.
Yeah, look her up.
Yeah, and I can talk to Troy too. I'm sure he'll
Yeah.
know. So,
Okay, so what are you working on currently then?
so right now, me and my good friend Jimmy. So really quick, just a quick backstory. When I first moved back a year ago, my buddy Jimmy was working at the Planet Ant Theater in Hamtramck.
Okay.
And he started like a film group, and he was also taking a film class there. And long story short, one of the guys that he was working with dropped out, so it kind of just became me and him. But he shot his first short film in June. I did camera work for that.
Okay.
And then I got really inspired and was like, I want to do this. So the Night of the Living Berg idea actually started in October of 23.
Okay.
And then finally this past summer of 24, I wrote it and then got everything together. And the restaurant that I'm currently working at, they just let me shoot the film there. So I had the location and everything set. Got it done. So we started September 19th. That was our first shooting day. And then, I'm sorry, September 18th.
Okay.
And then December 18th, so 3 months later, we premiered it at a theater at Planet Ant.
And when I interviewed Troy, he showed me the trailer too. It was pretty sweet. They're talking about the hamburger movie, right?
Yeah, Night of the Living Berg. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Got it.
Yep.
Okay. Sweet.
And then we just did a show at the Wealthy Street Theater in Grand Rapids.
Okay.
And it sold out.
Sweet. Awesome. Okay.
Yeah. So that was really cool.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so that's what you're working on now. What are you? What are you, a chef too?
I'm just a cook. No, I'm not a chef.
Boy, oh, okay, you're being so humble about it. But
Yeah, I mean,
food.
I'm just cooking right now. I don't like make any of the recipes. I mean, yeah, I'll run some specials once in a while, but I don't consider I'm not
Okay.
not a chef.
All right, all right, man. What are you drinking there? What is that, tea?
Yeah, it's a Coke Zero.
Oh, Coke Zero. All right, I won't get you too hyper. Well, guess
No.
what? The time went by fast. We're now within the final 5 minutes of completing the show. I hope you enjoyed talking to me.
Oh wow, that's really quick. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, this was awesome, man. And like I think my main goals are I want to do a feature length film for Night of the Living Berg 2.
Yep.
And I want to figure out like how to do crowdfunding for it. I'm not there quite yet because the first one's like we're literally releasing it on YouTube on Friday. So like I'm still in that cycle.
Yep.
But just like bigger goals would be make a feature length, get some crowdfunding for it because yeah, I produced this one basically by myself, but it'd be nice to get some backing. So this is kind of like a hey, this is what we can do. If you want to support more projects, and then I'll figure out like how that looks. There's a couple websites I'm looking into to get some crowdfunding. But I just want to make sure like I execute everything correctly and make sure this gets out first. Just because we're not trying to pull any chains. It's like we did this, we just want to go bigger now,
Great. Okay. Well, that's awesome. Okay, well, so now, all right, so here's what I want you to do. In the remaining time, just give some shouts out to people that are going to see the show, and then we'll wrap it up with my snap and the way we began it.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So I of course want to make a shout out to Troy Smith. Freaking awesome work on the puppet. I want to give a shout out to Vincent Smith for doing all the noises. I want to give a shout out to my brother, RJ Cach, for being the chef and being awesome. Kelly Wasmer, Logan Monson, Jimmy Murray, Bobby Murray, everyone involved. The Lando guy, check out the Lando guy. He's in it. He also does music. Check out Ken Soup. That's my band. I released an album a couple years ago. Check out Planet Ant Theater if you're in the Detroit area. Check out Moose Key Productions. That's also my own like sketch show that I did. Check out Night of the Living Berg this Friday, 10 p.m. It's going to be premiering on YouTube, so check it out. Leave a comment, share it, get the word out, and follow us on Instagram, Facebook. I don't have Twitter yet. I'm working on that. Check out the film, comment, share. I'm just curious to see what people are thinking. This is kind of my first real big project that I did. So, any type of feedback you have, and would love to hear from you guys. So just share the Night of the Living Berg, and let's do another one. Let's make this happen, man. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, if you had a good time with me, what I want you to do is give my number to anybody you think might be a good guest for my show. Have them contact me. We'll get them on either by Zoom or in person. It doesn't matter. What other shout outs you want to give before we wrap it up?
Yeah, I just wanted to shout out to Casket Robbins for doing the theme song for Night of the Living Berg. Check him out on Spotify. He has a few songs on there, and just Cold War Studios in Grand Rapids for recording it and being awesome. So it's crazy that we ended up getting a full theme song recorded professionally. So that's another like awesome thing about this film.
Okay. All right. Well, like I said, anybody you think might be a great guest for my show, have them hit me up. You got my digits and we'll get them on.
Okay.
One last favor to ask. When we wrap the show, you stick around and let my tech guy take pics for Facebook, and I'll tag you, and hopefully you'll tag me.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, folks. We're wrapping up another great Topic Time show. See you next time. Snapping up and rolling out. Yep.